What's up everybody, Maik Wiedenbach here. It's a beautiful day in New York City. We will be covering 3 nutritional topics: keto diet, intermittent fasting, and the paleo diet. Okay, so from the top, the keto diet. Does it work? What is it? Is it a miracle? Is it the holy grail of fat loss? What's the story? So what is it? Well, you're putting your body into ketosis, hence the name keto, right? Ketosis basically means your body has to make glycogen out of fat and protein. You're achieving this by not eating glycogen, aka carb. So it is a no-carb diet, right? Became very popular as old people like me, remember, from Dr. Atkins in the 80s. Came out, said, sugar is evil, stop eating this, eat only bacon, cheese, burgers, and lose weight. And it works, right? Because you and I and everybody else, we have about 2 pounds or 1 kilo of glycogen stored, and they bind about 5 kilos or 10 pounds for the US euros of water. So in the first week, you're not eating your carbs, it all comes out. People are like, I ate only bacon and I lost all this weight. This is great, this is the best diet ever. And then it stops. Because, like every other diet, you have to be in a calorie deficit, right? So people say, oh, you know, on keto, the body only burns fat for energy. That's true. But if you're eating more fat than you're burning, guess what you're getting? A surplus, right? So no matter what, you gotta burn more calories than you're taking in. The universe is very, very fair. You and I and this guy and that guy, we're not different, okay? What do I think? Who cares what I think? I personally think it's not a good idea, especially for athletes, because carbs are great. They do 2 things really well: recovery and performance. So if you're performing, such as training, you need to recover from training. Carbs work really well, okay? The problem with carbs is they taste really good, they're cheap and easy to eat, so you can overeat them easily. So as a general rule, you should earn your carbs, meaning the leaner and bigger you are, and the more you train, the more carbs you can eat, because the more muscle you have, the more storage for carbs you have, right? So I'm not a fan of keto. Keto has no benefits over, let's say, a low-fat diet, but if that's your thing where you can stick under your caloric maintenance and lose weight, then by all means go for it, okay? But don't think it's a magic pill. So that's keto, check. Then the paleo diet. So the paleo diet basically means eat like a caveman, which is a bit funky because none of us has ever met one, last time I checked, right? So, you know, where I'm from in Germany, we have found, you know, like the Neanderthal. That's not a myth, it really existed, by the way. But we don't really know what they ate, you know, so there was like grass and roots. So the paleo diet basically says eat non-processed foods, which is not a bad idea in the first place, okay? However, if you believe that the caveman or the Cro-Magnon, the Neanderthal, had a ribeye every night for dinner, you got another thing coming, okay? So they just ate what was there. It's a bit carbophobic, saying like no potatoes, no this, no that. But the premise of the paleo diet is not all that bad, meaning eat your vegetables, eat some protein, and add carbs sensitively and stay away from processed foods. So I can deal with that. But of course, living in America, we make money off everything. So now there are paleo donuts and there's paleo chocolate. So let me ask you this. Like one of my ancestors in Germany, right? So the guy gets in his canoe, goes up the Rhine, crosses the ocean, goes to Costa Rica or whatever, gets cocoa beans, comes back and makes chocolate in Germany. Make sense? Not really. So, you know, the paleo diet, if you follow the premise, like stay under your calories, eat non-processed foods, you do well, okay? It's not a bad idea, but there's a lot of gimmicks that come with this, what I'm saying. Like I saw paleo donuts, I mean, you know, no. And then there's intermittent fasting, which is supposed to be the best fat burner ever. So intermittent fasting basically says eat all your food in a certain window, 6 hours, 8 hours, or whatever. And then the rest of the day you have higher growth hormone output, and that's the hook, right? So there are people that are selling like workout programs and that, and then there's higher growth hormone. People are like, oh, growth hormone, I must have that, right? But here's the thing, growth hormone, think about it. Women have more growth hormone than men, yet they have less muscle and more body fat. So growth hormone by itself is really not that of a killer hormone, right? So even people that use synthetic growth hormone, it doesn't do much unless you actually combine it with steroids. So what I'm getting is the growth hormone output, forget that. Now, if you are somebody who is maybe on very low calories or simply doesn't want to be bothered eating and says, you know what, I only want to eat from 6 to noon or from noon to 12, whatever, from noon to 6, whatever the case be, and that you put your meals in there, hey, if that works for you, by all means, go for it, right? I mean, like larger mammals like yours truly, who eat like 4,000 calories plus, I cannot cram this into 5 hours. I'd be looking like an anaconda, right? But again, if your schedule is such that it works for you, you know, by all means, you know, it's been, remember the old days, people always said, don't eat after 6. It's stupid, but it's not, because it kills snacking in front of the TV. So the people that stopped snacking after 6 p.m. lost weight, right? Even though there's nothing magical that happens after this hour. But if this helps you control your calories, go for it. So, morals, neither keto nor paleo nor intermittent fasting are magic bullets. You have to reduce your calories, no matter which path you're taking. Now, if either one of those speaks to you and works best for you, by all means go for it, right? But don't expect anything magical. That's it, Mike out.